So this is Arthur. It's a renovation to a double-fronted house that uses a series of considered openings and a carefully positioned addition to maximise size and feel through connection to outdoor spaces. The addition is seen as a single communal space for family living, supplemented by a series of surrounding spaces, which are both indoors and outdoors, that all expand on this central living area. A continuity of materials inside and out reinforces the project as a series of connected living spaces, internal and external. So in many ways, this project was a typical brief for a 3-bed single level home that encouraged connection between its occupants and the surrounding garden. However, in this instance, the client was my young family. So there was the opportunity to ask some more focused questions about how we wanted to live and interact with each other. The project's located in Arthur Street, Fairfield, which contains a variety of single and double fronted homes, predominantly detached, and sits between the train station and the Yarra River. A broader environmental context shows that the site is situated in a topographical fall between Northcote Hill to the west and Ivanhoe to the east, flowing down towards the Yarra River. This natural water flow is now part of a drainage system that periodically overflows during flooding, and this image shows the outflow of that drain line into the river as it crosses a public walking trail. So due to this, there's a flood overlay that prohibits building lower than the existing floor level, which is at street level at the front of the site and nominally a metre above that ground line at the rear of the site. The existing site context showed us an original brick house along north side of the block, but a dominant felt connection that followed the east-west slope of the site, particularly towards 2 large peppercorn trees at the rear of the site. So early sketches showed that while a north-south addition seemed logical, it didn't address this site connection, and it also created a narrow garden bookended by an existing garage. An east-west addition offered a more broader rear yard connection. However, questions of how best to maximise northern light and connect easily to the garden below remained. Pushing the addition out into the garden solved a number of problems. It created a central deck between the existing building and the new addition that could be on the finished floor level. This created 2 different outdoor spaces, as well as the opportunity for a 3-sided building with excellent access to light, cross-ventilation and views to the garden. In order to maximise this outdoor space, a corner was shaved off the kitchen and an existing garage footprint was reduced. So this is the finished floor plan, which shows the original house at the front, a central connecting deck and a rear addition surrounded by garden and outdoor spaces. The original brick section at the front of the site contains the bedrooms and bathrooms and maintains its solid and enclosed feel. The hallway has been opened to allow views from the front through to the rear of the site, and it was already generous at 1.5 metres wide, but that's been expanded to allow space for storage and a library adjacent to the bathroom and laundry. So a decision was made to forego an ensuite, instead having a bathroom and laundry that can be opened onto the hallway. This decision prioritised connection over privacy and allows a parent to sit and chat or read while the kids are having a bath, but it also makes it easier to give the kids a hurry up when brushing teeth or combing hair in the morning. In the middle of the site, a new north-facing central deck has been constructed on floor level to provide easy access to the outdoors from both the old and the new parts of the building. This deck creates a transition through the house, but also opens up the building to northern light. And a pergola used throughout the project as a unifying element continues through the kitchen to the deck on the opposite side. To the rear of the site, the new timber and glass living pavilion opens up to the surrounding landscape on 3 sides with a large sliding door adjacent to the dining table, receding completely out of sight, while in situ concrete steps, which double as seating benches, are used as a transition between that timber deck and the ground level below. Timber rafters and a timber frame structure are read as the primary elements, structural and material elements, infilled with glazing and timber cladding. This reinforces the addition as a series of internal and external spaces rather than a room. The kitchen island adds to this sense with a long 4.5 metre bench that connects the kitchen and the deck, replacing the need for a typical internal facing kitchen island bench. And this encourages scenarios where you have breakfast or drinks with the windows open and with people both inside and out. For the most cost-effective outcome, the project was undertaken as an owner-builder, and the new addition was built in lightweight construction without steel. It used locally available timber for the frame, the windows, and the cladding. The addition was designed with passive solar orientation and encourages an active user participation to moderate openings and shadings according to changes in the climate. There's no mechanical cooling. Ceiling fans are used in the bedrooms and cross ventilation in the rear addition with highlight louvers on all sides. The addition has double glazing on east, west and north facades, but heat is moderated with a variety of techniques. There's manually operated external blinds to the east, deciduous vines to the north and timber battens to the west. There are bladder tanks beneath the deck and water is collected for garden, laundry and toilet use, and recycled bricks from the demo and kitchen appliance and fixtures have been reused where possible. The size of the addition was also contained, instead prioritising orientation and connection to multiple outdoor space as a way of maximising that size and feel. So finally, we were interested in how one communal space could be divided into a series of smaller indoor and outdoor spaces for a variety of use and connection. And so these diagrams just walk through a few of the configurations that we have. There's obviously the three-sided pavilion, but there's also adjacent living rooms, what we call a big living room and a small living room. And the small living room essentially can function as a study, a music room. We have the TV in there at the moment, reading, sewing, exercise, and it's also got this direct connection to the central deck. There's the central dining spine, which has that view from the front through to the rear of the site. The kitchen to deck connection that was elaborated on earlier. The kitchen, living, dining, connecting out to the deck. And all spaces opening and flowing together. So this variety of spatial arrangements highlights the project's functional performance beyond the initial expectations of the brief. It encourages a family life that's both contained within this central living space, but also projected outside through the series of surrounding spaces. And this connects occupants to the generous garden landscape of the site, but ultimately to the broader environment of the Yarra River. Thank you.